Welcome back to Baby to Child, the channel where we help parents navigate babyhood all the way through childhood with real, honest reviews. If you've ever felt like lugging a bulky car seat around is more exhausting than the trip itself, you're not alone. Today, we're checking out something that flips the script on conventional child restraints. It's small, yellow, ultra-light, and yes, legal for US travel. This is the small yellow vest type child restraint system, and we're taking a deep dive into how it stacks up against traditional options. So what exactly is this thing? Well, it's a vest-style child restraint system designed to work with a vehicle's existing seatbelt setup. It meets FMVSS 2113 safety standards, so it's certified for use in motor vehicles across all US states. It's aimed at kids 3 years and up, weighing between 30 and 60 pounds. You can use it with a lap belt and top tether for added stability, or just a lap and shoulder belt. The big promise here? Portability and convenience without compromising safety. It's small enough to tuck into a backpack, light enough for grandparents to handle without breaking a sweat, and slim enough to fit 3 kids across one backseat row, something that feels near impossible with traditional car seats. When I first opened the box, I was a little skeptical. I mean, it barely takes up any space. How could it really be safe? But installation was surprisingly straightforward. With the top tether option, you anchor it like you would a forward-facing seat. Without it, you just thread the lap and shoulder belt through the built-in guides, which took under a minute after the first try. We used it during a week-long road trip, hopping in and out of taxis and rental cars, and I've got to say, it held up. It felt secure, my preschooler said it was comfy, and the space savings were huge. That said, threading the seatbelt just right takes a little practice, and there's a bit of a learning curve if you're used to latch systems. Let's talk pros and cons. On the plus side, it's incredibly compact, ridiculously lightweight, and legally certified. Ideal for travel, carpooling, or even just everyday use in tight spaces. It's also versatile. You can choose whether or not to use the tether, but there are trade-offs. The belt threading can be fiddly at first, especially if you're in a rush. There's also less padding than some bulkier car seats, which may not feel as plush for longer rides. And while it passes safety standards, some parents might miss the visual reassurance of a more traditional, heavily padded seat. Now, in terms of value for money, that really depends on how you plan to use it. If you're constantly switching vehicles, traveling often, or need a space-saving solution for multiple kids in one row, this punches far above its weight. But if you're mostly doing local drives in one car and comfort is your top priority, a more traditional car seat might feel like a better fit. Still, for what it's built to do, the price feels reasonable, and you're paying for portability and certification, not bells and whistles. Compared to something like the Ride Safer travel vest, which is often bulkier and more complex to secure, this small yellow model comes across as more streamlined. It lacks some of the extra adjustment options, but it makes up for that with ease of use. Versus a traditional forward-facing car seat like the Graco Transitions, you sacrifice plushness and built-in head support, but you gain backseat real estate and travel ease. So again, it's all about what your day-to-day really looks like. The build quality? Surprisingly solid for how light it is. The stitching on the vest is reinforced, and the belt guides feel sturdy enough to handle daily use. I wouldn't toss it around like a rugged car seat, but it seems durable enough for regular travel or as a permanent setup for caregivers who don't want to deal with full-size seats. Long-term reliability is harder to comment on without a full year of use, but based on the materials, I'd expect it to hold up with proper care. By the way, if you're enjoying this kind of practical parent-to-parent product review, hit that like button, subscribe to Baby to Child, and tap that bell so you never miss an update. We keep it real here. No fluff, no sugarcoating, just the info you need when it matters most. Back to it. If you're curious about alternatives and maybe looking for something even more budget-friendly, the MyFold grab-and-go booster comes to mind. It's even smaller, fits in a purse, and is cheaper. But it's a backless booster and doesn't offer the same level of belt control for younger or smaller kids. So again, it's about what your specific needs are. So, final thoughts? This small yellow vest-style restraint isn't trying to replace all car seats, and it shouldn't. But for the families it is made for, traveling parents, urban families, grandparents, caregivers, it fits a very specific need and fits it well. It's not perfect, but it fulfills its promise: safe, legal, and remarkably convenient. If you've got an on-the-go lifestyle and a kiddo over 30 pounds, this might just be the upgrade your glove box didn't know it needed. Thanks for watching Baby to Child. You'll find the link to the product in the comments below. If you've tried this vest restraint yourself, or if you've got questions I didn't cover, drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep those little travelers safe, and remember, from baby to child, we've got your backseat covered.